Hello people, this is Ryder here to review the Ultraman Blazar Shokugan Blazar Stone 01. So yeah, for the first time I'm actually going to try to start filming the candy toy stuff sealed. Just so then we can actually have these standing. But anyways, obviously as you can already know, or see, this is the first full set of Candy Toy Blazar Stones, to which the lineup comprises of Blazar, Shokugan version, Glitter Tiga, Dyna Flash type, Mebius, Zet Alpha Edge, Trigger Truth. I was going to literally call him Glitter Trigger Truth Eternity. Who are these two kaijus? According to Hobby Search, this one is Bazanga, and this one's Taganula. I like this one. I actually do like these two because I think this one's from the first episode and this one's from the third episode. But other than that, yeah. So, taking a look at the Blazar Stone boxes, they're pretty standard. I actually really do like how it's like a really close-up picture of, of the Ultra themselves. Top, just, you know, it's just basically, and I really do like that they're all individually differently colored and such. These expire in the 5th of 2024. This is the entire lineup. Again, I really do like that they are actually trying to showcase the screens they make, even though it's where it kind of falters. Obviously, you just simply open them like so and such. Everyone else is basically the same. The only difference is the top. So here's Glitter Tiga. To which I really do appreciate the art trying to at least emulate it and such. Dyna Flash type. Mebius, which is always really nice because Mebius is probably one of my favorites. Zet Alpha Edge, of course there has to be a Zet metal or Zet stone. Trigger Truth, which is really neat. And then obviously these two, I really do like how they show off the kaijus. It sucks that obviously the kaijus aren't present, but you know, at least the same Blazar picture. So yeah, I'll be back after opening these on stream. So here we have the stoned out. Basically just kind of like the Gashapon one, but just extended. So here we have the Blazar Stone Shokugan version. Appearance-wise, it's basically the same as the DX one. Obviously, the only difference so far is the numbering, C016. So here is the one from the brace and the candy toy one, to which, as you can see, I still think this one is still more frosted, as this one's a bit more foggy than this one for sure. Because while it still has the purple tint, this one's a lot more clear than this one. But the biggest difference, obviously, as you can see, is the track, as you can see. Because this one's the 16th one programmed as opposed to the first one. So we will actually at least get something new. Then, next up, we have Glitter Tiga. To which Glitter Tiga is the first of these to actually have a gold silhouette as opposed to a silver one. But he still has the yellow as seen from 7. And then the track, C051. And obviously because it is Glitter Tiga, here is Tiga multi-type. they didn't do anything new. They just put it in a new color. And then here is Dyna Flash type, or technically in the programming, just Dyna. Dyna, I think this is coming off as orange. I think that's what it's supposed to be. I think this is supposed to be orange. But it just doesn't come off as orange, because I think these two are technically different colors. This is more brown. This actually comes out as orange. But yeah, he is C055, and again, to go along with inconsistencies, you can tell Dyna's portrait is a lot bigger than Decker's. And then here we have Mebius, to which again, it's still silver. Obviously both of these are silver, but now he's under a red cover, which makes sense. He is C079. And then here we have our obligated form stone for the set, or duo. Here's Zet Alpha Edge. Oh, see, I'm stuck in between Alpha or Alpha, but we're gonna stick with Alpha. Again, this one, just like Ogle, like I really like the blue. This is like my favorite like set of stones, such. And I'm not gonna bother comparing because obviously it's a different silhouette. It's C133. And then, to conclude our form stones, here we have Trigger Truth. To which, I really like how they do. I really like how black is done. I don't think we've covered a black Blazar Stone yet, but I really do like how black is dealt with. It's really sleek overall, and is also really interesting to see Trigger Truth replicated or being represented with black as opposed to white. Maybe it's supposed to be. Oh, no, this is clearly. I mean, it could be clear too, but I don't know. I'm getting black out of this, and it's C141. And then our last two pairs of Blazar Stones are our Kaiju. To which again, this one is different from Dyna. This is the same color as Jack. Is this supposed to be white? But I think that this one is Bazanga, to which I really like this Kaiju. I find it weird that you have it represented under this color, because he's primarily red, isn't he? And this one is C156. And this one's also cool. Tagalonga? Tagalong? That's a language. Tangalar. Tanganular. This one's also cool. I really like this one. And this one's a light green. As you can tell, again, it's not yellow. Let's just use the Blazar brace. So let's transform with Blazar yet again. Obviously the standby still remains. So obviously the transformation is the exact same, however, it's the two sounds we get from here that are actually new. So a new grunt, and a new Gento phrase. And it will just cycle between those two. We do not get a additional finisher because that's a separate stone on its own. Glitter Tiga? Come on. This remains. So there we have the transformation for Glitter Tiga, but in the animation set of Tiga. So while the grunt for Glitter Tiga is new because there's an additional effect, the finisher is carried over from multi-type. Dyna? There we have the transformation for Dyna Flash type, and obviously, if you recall, not obviously, if you can recall from the previous video with Guy and Ogle, because they were a part of the TDG trilogy. So besides the grunt, we actually do get the attack. There we have the Soljan Coulson. But obviously, no animation. Mebius. There we have the transformation for Mebius, to which obviously the animation is longer than it. And I'll do this once per video. No attack. No Mebius shoot. Then, if we were to use Zet Alpha Edge, so there we have the transformation for Zet Alpha Edge, but with the animation set of Zet Original. To which I guess this one kind of works, just because it, it does. I think it does somewhat mimic the 3 Ultras, but if we were to go through the text, Alpha Edge does have its unique grunt. However, it carries over the Zetzium Coulson. And speaking of carryovers, so basically, with every Zet Stone, obviously you're going to get those same. It's basically the grunt is different. The following 3 sounds are going to be the same. Trigger Truth. And this is going to be weird because this is going to be our first trigger metal stone that we're going to get to look at. So this is one of the very few stones that have the sound outlasting the animation, which is funny. And obviously the animation carries over, is just the same from multi-type, which we'll take a look at later. And then this one, besides the grunt, we don't have a finisher for. Bazonga? Focus. So there we have the animation for the kaijus, which is just, which I think is pretty neat. There we have the monster cry. And then Gento proclaiming, this is the power of the kaiju. Tanganuar? Tanganuar. I really do like how it like makes a mouth and such, but like, you know, they're all the same. But other than that, the kaiju stones basically do the same thing. So overall, I think this is a stronger first set than the Gashapon selection. But admittedly, it's kind of the same selection. It's just that we actually get kaiju stones, or this is kind of the only way of getting kaiju stones, because they barely put any out. But I think for the most part, I think this is a solid selection overall. Like, again, the kaiju stones we got are actually of the first two kaiju. No, I think he's from episode 3, and this one's from the premiere and such. And then obviously there's the obligatory Zet stone, and then like whatever. Like, I do think it's cool. Like, again, I like how they pair these up. Technically, we have 3 form stones, but like, I mean, this one is introducing another thing that we will touch upon later. And then, you know, we have TDG done, but then we got Mebius here too. Just, you know, which makes sense. He's an Ultra Brother, just not one they don't what like. He's like now, I guess, after 80 or Leo and 80, the most disregarded Ultra Brother. And I really like that they took the Rear Soldier route with the Blazar Stone and actually, you know, putting these out and such, just so like, just to get more sounds out of the Blazar Brace. Yes, it's only like 2 additional sounds, but it's like, I think it's cool just to have another variant that isn't altered. I want Bandai to do more of these versions, just so then like, when like, basically for people that are forced to buy these sets, that like these are actually worthwhile. And again, so then your copies are actually validated and such. So like, I do really like how they laid this out for the Candy Toy line, just because I feel like Candy Toy does a better job at like giving the consumer a variation and like the most out of like whatever gimmick line it is than what Gashapon can do, just because Gashapon tends to be a lot more compromised, I guess. To which, I guess, yeah, this is coming out more as Orange here now, as opposed to like whatever this is supposed to be. But I did pre-order this off of Toy Collectibles when it was originally released. It was really steep, and I don't recommend getting it the price that I initially got it for. So I I think you can find this off of like Monterake or somewhere for like at least $20 at minimum. Because it's like what? 20 divided by 8? That's like what, 250, like $2.50 per a stone and such. But at the same time, like, I think the candy toy sets are in general are typically a lot more difficult to track down, just because I don't know, for some reason candy toys are a lot more skirted out than Gashapon and such. But I mean, in general, just with especially with the Ultraman, the Gashapon candy toy gimmick items tend to not be accessible. So I just recommend for you just to get this off of Mikari via buy. Um, get a set. Make sure the listing actually, like, if you care, make sure to at least read the listing just to see if like the box is provided and such. But if you can't actually, like, I don't recommend getting this thing for like over 25. These things should not be that much. Especially because these are not Ultra Metals. At least with Ultra Metals, it made sense why people wanted to pay over 25 per metal. These things only work in one singular thing and are not necessary for any other things. Because at this point, you're just getting them for the sake of like, oh hey, I want X Ultraman, or hey, I need to complete X collection within this gimmick series or this line of gimmicks and such. Because that lottery for some reason is going to come in later. But I don't want to allude to. I'm alluding too much. But yeah, now I'll have to do this review. This is where I don't leave people.